Hello, Nagaland TV welcomes you to English Prime Time. I'm Chiben Krung. Let's take a look at the headlines. Nagaland government announces 15-day-long fifth phase of unlocking. New SOP comes into effect from today. Government offices to function with 100% attendance of Group A and B officers on all working days. Government of Nagaland accepts proposal of changing the name of Yimchungur Naga to Yimkyung Naga. Notification comes following approval by the cabinet. The name Yimkyung is to be used in all official correspondences henceforth. Nagaland State President of Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha opposes formation of opposition-less government in Nagaland. Benjamin Yeptomi opposes formation, stating that it has nothing to do with the Naga solution. Chief Minister Nipio Rio expresses fears over an allegedly designed exercise akin to Assam's National Register of Citizens to leave out certain Nagas and non-Nagas. Swedeseno Zhao, head teacher of Government Middle School Jakama, Gohima bags the National Awards for Teachers 2021. 9 others from the Northeast also to be conferred award on September 5th. Congress appoints Dr. Ajoy Kumar as All India Congress Committee in charge of Nagaland. Congress President Sonia Gandhi appoints Kumar as AICC in charge. There's a breaking news coming in. We have breaking news coming in right now. Section 144 of the CRPC is imposed at Tizit. ADC Tizit Bakon Pom issues order catering of more than 5 or more prohibited in public and private places. There's a tension that erupting in Gonhwa area on Wednesday. No movement of public allowed and all vehicular movements of all non-essential nature barred. Curfew imposed for public safety and maintaining peace and tranquility. Land dispute between Japoka and Yanu village. Several properties including paddy field, groves were damaged, shacks were burned down, trees chopped. We have a breaking news coming in now. There's this section 144 of CRPC imposed at Tizit. ADC Tizit Bakun Pom issues order gathering of 5 or more people prohibited in public and private areas. There's a tension erupting in Gonhwa area on Wednesday. No movement of public allowed and all vehicular movement of non-essential nature barred. Curfew imposed for public safety and maintaining peace and tranquility. There's a land dispute between Japoka and Yanu village, and several properties including paddy fields, groves were damaged, and shacks were burned down, and trees were also chopped. Nagaland government on Monday announced that the 15-day-long fifth phase of unlocking will start from today. The high-powered committee on COVID-19 helmed by Chief Minister Nipio Rio decided that Unlock 5 will take place from August 19 to September 2. In the fifth phase, all officers and half of other government employees will have to attend offices, while gymnasiums, which were earlier allowed to function with a maximum of 50 people, can now operate with half of their respective capacities. Social, political, religious, entertainment, academic, cultural gatherings and other public gatherings will also be allowed to a maximum of 50% capacity, subject to all the participants being asymptomatic and being fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Two-wheeler taxis and pillion ridings will also be permitted, and swimming pools and cinemas shall continue to remain closed. Furthermore, the conduct of all regular classes for the students of class 10 and below in all the schools of the state shall remain suspended, and the schools shall continue with the present system, that is online. The government of Nagaland has accepted the proposal of changing of Yimchungur Naga to Yimkyung Naga. This notification of approval came from Chief Secretary J. Alam after a meeting by the Cabinet on 31st July 2021. The name Yimkyung is to be used in all official correspondences henceforth. Nagaland Chief Minister Nipio Rio has dissipated fears over an allegedly designed exercise akin to Assam's National Register of Citizens to leave out certain Nagas and non-Nagas. Rio comments came during the 6-hour consultative meeting in state capital Kohima between the government and leaders of Apex Naga tribal bodies on Wednesday evening. Rio said citizens of India should not be denied their rights and the decisions on Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland should be well thought out and not cause any panic, chaos or harassment to anyone or to any community. The urban local body was embedded in the Constitution of India under the 74th Amendment, and there was no exemption for Nagaland or any other states. The state lost the grounds from the Finance Commission for failing to hold a ULB in 2018 with 33% reservation for women. In an interesting turn of events, Benjamin Yeptomi, the Nagaland state president of Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha on Wednesday, openly opposed the state government's decision to form the opposition-less government in the state. Taking to Facebook, Yeptomi opposed the formation of opposition-less government, stating that it has nothing to do with the Naga solution. In his post, he stated that all the 60 MLAs should resign immediately and pave a way for the prolonged Naga issue. He also stated that no political party or MLA should play game for their own political agenda on the pretext of the Naga solution. The Congress on Wednesday appointed Dr. Ajoy Kumar as All India Congress Committee in charge of Nagaland, along with 2 other states, Sikkim and Tripura. Confirming the news, All India Congress Committee General Secretary K.C. Venugopal, in a press release, said that the Congress President has appointed Dr. Ajoy Kumar as AICC in charge of Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura with immediate effect. Earlier, Kuljit Singh Nagra was serving as the AICC in charge for Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. However, he was recently relieved of his duties after being appointed as the working president of Punjab Congress. It seems that wild jumbos ravage battlefields in Pilimi village, Zunuburu in recent times. The farmers of the Pilimi for the past 3 years have been in distress over the rampage of wild elephants, destroying their paddy fields and other agricultural crops like sugar and rubber plantations. In a recent turn of events, it has been reported that the village volunteers have chased down one such herd of elephants for 3 consecutive days on 7th, 8th and 9th of August 2021. According to the VDB secretary, the elephants have damaged fields of around 50 households. He also added that during the years, the village authorities have been providing photographs of destroyed fields and areas to the administration, but there was no response from the administration so far. Although earlier this year, the Forest Department came to verify the destroyed fields and assured to look into the matter at the earliest. They recruited during the period of 2012 and 2013 to 2015 under Senior Sub-District Education Officer Timabur was conducted on 19th August at the District Education Office Timabur. All CSS Hindi teachers were asked to be present for the physical verification. The teachers have earlier expressed their displeasure over irregularity of salary for a long period now. They also conveyed that such apathy by the government has forced them into hardships during the pandemic, although they have been doing their job with dedication, even when there is irregularity in the payment of salary since 2012.
We have been facing this problem since last 10 years. What is the government doing? Tahan kile muhanla awas na hone, kile muhanla struggles kan na hone. Ito question ko role munje.
Ekta special request ase aro itu mohan right pe ase mohanla salary do joldi regular kori dibi nega ekta request kore ase de
itu verification khotom hoile mohanla regular salary kori dibi koi na moi ishor namra apnan ki prathana kori ase
Hindi teachers kan takhan laga salary do pending thagina ahise আজি এতে তাখান ডিস্ট্রিক্ট এডুকেশন অফিস তে তাখান লাগা ফিজিক্যাল ভেরিফিকেশন চলি আছে তো আইবি আমি কান জায়গা না এইটো প্রসেস কিনি কাজ আছে আৰু এইটো প্ৰসেস জায়গা না আউটকাম তো কি হ'ব আছে এইটো আমি কান কনসার্ন অথরিটিজ কান লগতে শুনি চাব
2010, 12, and then 14, 15 pages can, I mean, Hindi can regular salary do 1 year in a paishi. After that, pending, gurina again. After that, 2017 in a day, education be jaishe. Salary in India, I mean, come to the thick jai, who live in a salary pending, rather hoy like financial year, do Pishimando, Tiru in a by it, now who live Mondo with 6.
Kohima celebrated World Photography Day on Thursday at D Cafe by exhibiting works of various photographers. The program was organized by a group of 5 called Noksa, which means pictures. During the exhibition, around 23 photographers were in collaboration and a total of about 100 photos were displayed. The guest of honor for the photography exhibition was Shri Limawati Au, retired director DIPR.
Cafe day in as World Photography Day celebrate program organized organizers cannot begin as so I'm going to introduce Kuro.
Mula nam Vitoto ase.
Mula nam Suchamayan Kicho ase.
So I'm going to program la all of public kange all of video baro.
Ami kan itu team de pasju manu ase aru ami kan just within 25 days khota kogina itu World Photography Day to celebrate korle mon jagina aise aro organize kori dise aro ani itu World Photography Day to ani jabo dibole mon thake nai ene ki hole bi ami kan itu celebrate korbo kogina Kohima te photographers kan kiman ase pare tak ami kan sob ke mati gina sob la photograph kan lugina mon itu exhibition to thake ase and then aji itu celebration to thake ase ami kan
It's upcoming photographers can be busy as I mean state photography the profession bishi manu choose kore to tan gi bi apni message ekta dibole asna
well oi dikhi ase ami kan bi photographers kan ita bishi upcoming photographers kan ahi ase aro ami kan to encourage kole mon jado itla profession de give up no kro lage ene kiman ase just keep taking pictures aro ene sorm na khabi buina khabi and then you know someday you will go to another level yeah
to aji tu event photography la amne display kore ase iton la kun kore ase aro itola olop video baro
Acha aji laga exhibition de mohan around 23 photographers mohan ekilo na collaborate kori na mati na aji la exhibition no chola paise ina hoina total photographs aji ho paro 100 to hours 100 to hours itone mohan bi ekdom khushi bara aji itu gane World Photography Day do celebrate kori paise jido
The price of LPG has been increased in the past 1 to 2 days by the centre. The government has hiked the price in all the states and union territories of India. Price of LPG has been increased in every state and union territory as per their own respective jurisdiction and governance. In Dimapur, the price has risen up to about ₹900 in an exclusive ground report. Nagaland TV interacted with the public and their views on the recent price hike.
Government policy কি আছে কব নোৱাৰে আমি একো কব নাপাৰিব এতিয়া
বেছি উঠিলে তো আমাহে তো কব
প্ৰায় তো ज्यादा हो गया
আজি মন আহিন আছে এতে জিনি গ্যাস কোম্পানি লাগা গ্যাস দেলা আউটলেট একটা দে তো ইটো কালিবা দাম উঠাইছুনে গভর্নমেন্ট ব্রাহ্মণা গ্যাস লা এলপিজি লা দাম উঠাইছে কোলা ওপৰতে আমি হেন জানো অলপ হুতপুস কৰি চাব ইচ্ছা
বেছি উঠিলে তো আমাহে তো কব এটো প্ৰায় হিচাপ একটাতে থাকিলে তো পাব্লিক নিমিতে ভাল হ'ব এনেকা হিচাপতে
গভর্নমেন্ট কি কোলে মন আছে নাই
গভর্নমেন্ট লগতে তো কোৱাটো কবলে মন থাকিলে বি এটো তাখান খুশি পৰা তো কি হৈ যায় তো আমাৰ কথা মানিবলৈ বি আছে না নাজানে হ'লে বি পাৰা টপ হ'লে গেছ কমিটি কৰিলে তো পাব্লিক তোলে শান্তি পৰা চলিব এইটো পৰা গভর্নমেন্ট লগতে এইটো ৰিকুৱেষ্ট কৰিলে তো বেছি ভাল হ'ব এইটো ভাৱনা আছে
লাষ্ট মান্থ 853 সাম পইচা
আৰু ইচাদু উঠাই বিচৰি কিমান হৈ আছে
এইটো 878 হৈছে সব মিলাই কিনে
878
Niti Aayog advisor Sanyukta Samadar during the launch of Sustainable Development Goals Vision 2030, leaving no one behind in Nagaland, informed that the state is making consistent progress in the SDG index. The launch meeting was held at a Capital Convention Center in Kohima on August 17. The Niti Aayog advisor also informed that Nagaland is currently ranked 19 in the Sustainable Development Goals program performance with a score of 61. As per SDG performance of all districts, Kohima is the top performing district and Kifri is the least performer. During the launch meet, she further said that the state has done remarkably well in sanitation, clean energy, peace, justice and strong institution. However, she informed that Nagaland has seen a decline in quality education, gender equality, infrastructure and economic growth. Meanwhile, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and Assam are below Nagaland in the performance index. Abu Mehta, the advisor to Nagaland Chief Minister Nipio Rio, is leading the Indian team at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships being held in Nairobi, Kenya. This is the first time that a person from the entire Northeast is leading the Indian athletics team to the World Championships. Abu Mehta is also the team leader and Associate Vice President of Athletics Federation of India. The opening ceremony of the championship was held on Tuesday at the world-famous Guranani Stadium, also known as the Home of Heroes. Due to COVID restrictions, only 5 persons were allowed to represent the country at the grand opening. India has a 38-member team comprising of coaching staff and team officials. Meanwhile, talking to Twitter, Nagaland Chief Minister Nipio Rio applauded Abu Mehta on being appointed as a team leader and also wished success to the entire team. Head teacher of Government Middle School Chakama in Kohima, Ms. Suedesono Zhao is among 44 recipients across the country to bag the National Awards for Teachers 2021, including 9 others from the northeast of India. Ministry of Education on Wednesday released a list of awardees for this year's NET 2021. The teachers shall be confirmed with their awards by the President of India on Teachers' Day on September 5th. Meanwhile, Principal Director of School of Education Shanavas C congratulated Suedesono Zhao on being conferred the award. The Supreme Court on Wednesday issued an interim order allowing women candidates to take the National Defense Academy examination scheduled to be held on September 5, stating that the policy decision to bar women from admission to the NDA is based on gender discrimination. A bench of Justices Sanjay Kishan Goel and Hrishikesh Roy threw open the doors of the Joint Defense Service Training Institute of the Indian Armed Forces to women cadets, directing the Union Public Service Commission to give wide publicity to the new advertisements on admissions so that the intent of the order is translated into effect and more women can apply. The Calcutta High Court today ordered a court-monitored Central Bureau of Investigation probe into the alleged cases of murder and rapes against women that took place during the West Bengal post-poll violence. The High Court has also set up a special investigation team for investigating into other offences. Senior officers from West Bengal cadre will be part of the investigation team. The court has ordered state government to hand over all documents and records to the investigating agencies. The order came in a response to a set of public interest litigations seeking impartial probe into the alleged post-poll violence in West Bengal. Both a Central Bureau investigation and special investigation team have been directed to submit status reports within 6 weeks. Social networking platform Twitter has announced that its updated privacy policy will come into effect from today. Over the past couple of months, Twitter was involved in several privacy-related rows in India. The changes in Twitter's privacy policy includes Twitter Blue, Twitter Spaces, payment features, and other few. Twitter in a blog also explained that to improve user experience, the company works with third-party partners to display their video content on the platform, and as described in its privacy policies, the third party may receive or process a user's personal data. The Reserve Bank of India on Wednesday directed banks to maintain a branch-wise list of vacant lockers as well as wait lists for the purpose of allotment of lockers and ensure transparency in allotment of lockers. Reportedly, the revised instructions will come into effect from January 1, 2022. According to the new guidelines, the existing customers of a bank who have made an application for locker facility and who are fully compliant with the customer due diligence criteria may be given the facilities of safe deposit lockers, safe custody article, subject to ongoing compliance, while customers who are not having any other banking relationship with the bank may be given the facilities of safe deposit lockers, safe custody article. Four persons have been arrested for celebratory firing during the BJP's Jan Ashirwad Yatra in Karnataka. Two of the four seized guns are licensed, while verification for the other two weapons are still underway. A senior police officer said video footage from the rally showed former Minister Babarao Chinchansur posing with a gun as BJP supporters book it to the beats of drums. Union Minister Pakwant Kuba, Junior Minister for Chemical and Fertilizer, was leading the yatra, which is meant to introduce the new central ministers to the people. The Jan Ashirwad Yatra is being held across 22 states in which 39 central ministers are participating. India reports 36,401 fresh COVID-19 cases and 530 deaths in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate now stands at 97.53%. A total of 39,157 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which bring the total recoveries to 3,15,25,080 across the country in the last 24 hours, with 3,64,129 active cases. Meanwhile, Nagaland records 29,274 COVID-19 cases, while 603 deaths have been recorded so far. As the Taliban seized control over Kabul, the trade business between India and Afghanistan has been severely affected. Dr. Ajay Sahai, Director General of Federation of Indian Export Organization, on Wednesday informed that currently the Taliban has stopped the movement of cargo through the transit routes of Pakistan, thus stopping imports and exports from India. Sahai said India had healthy relations with Afghanistan in trade. Currently, Indian export profiles includes sugar, pharmaceuticals, apparel, tea, coffee, spices and transmission towers. He also expressed concern that in the coming days, dry fruit prices may go up due to the turmoil in Afghanistan. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has released his first statement in a video clip after fleeing from Afghanistan amid the Taliban chaos. In a video, he mentioned that he had to move out of Afghanistan to prevent Kabul from bloodshed and destruction, adding that he quickly left with no belongings after security officials warned him that Taliban fighters wanted to execute them in the same way as former President Muhammad Nabijullah, whose body was hanged from a traffic light by Taliban fighters in 1996. He's also said that they were going room to room to find him and repeat the same thing, which happened 25 years ago. In the video, Ghani also denied claims made by Afghanistan's ambassador to Tajikistan that he fled with $169 million in cash from the state funds. He claimed that he was forced to leave Afghanistan with one set of traditional clothes, a vest, and the sandals he was wearing. Amid the ongoing crisis in Afghanistan, the United Nations has moved about 100 of its personnel from Afghanistan to Kazakhstan in view of the security and other constraints in Kabul. According to the spokesman of the UN chief, they will return to the country only when the conditions are favorable. Stefan Dujarric said that the UN thanks the government of Kazakhstan for the offer to host a temporary remote office of the UN assistance mission in Afghanistan. Furthermore, Antonio Guterres also said that the United Nations presence will adapt to the security situation, but stressed that they will stay and deliver in support of the Afghan people in their hour of need. Reportedly, the Almaty office has been set up to host about 100 international staff, where people who don't need to be on location to do their work. "34-year-old Harish Bangera, an AC mechanic from Udupi district of Karnataka, returned home on Wednesday after spending 604 days in a prison in Saudi Arabia on charges of defaming the Crown Prince and a community on social media. Bangera was arrested on December 22, 2019 in the Saudi city of Dammam, where he worked. According to sources, Bangera apologized for sharing the post, which he had made, and later deactivated his Facebook account. But soon there was another Facebook account in his name where defamatory posts were put up against Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and a community. Back home in Udupi, his wife Sumana M filed a complaint with the district police saying unknown persons had impersonated Bangera on Facebook. However, local police arrested two brothers from Mupitri town in Dakshina Kannada district, Abdul Huyes and Abdul Tuyes, after their probe found that the two had created a fake Facebook account in Bangera's name the same day as he deactivated his profile. According to police, they did it out of anger over Bangera's sharing a post supporting the CAA and NRC. And that's all for now. For more news and updates, keep watching Nagaland TV. Thank you and good night.
Because every unit has their own manifesto, vision, mission, everything. There has to be an opposition. And the opposition is not for the bad thing. It is for constructive discussion or constructive thought and constructive thing. Is it for the solution?